Heated debates between German cities about who invented the sausage and who simply copied the idea. Murders. No, actually not over sausages. Sausage contests with a length of more than 600 meters. This is what the history of the sausage in Germany has been like.
When it comes to clichés about Germans after big cars, beer and being quiet, serious? There will sooner or later be mentioned the Wurst. It is true, Germany is the land of sausage. The love for it is widely known, but we actually rarely ask ourselves why and how they came to love it so much. To understand how they managed to have over 1,500 different varieties of sausages, we first need to quickly go back in time. Prepare for a short journey into the wonderful world of German sausage.
One thing is certain, sausage is one of the oldest foods. As early as 5000 before Christus, it was depicted in drawings and paintings from Egypt, Syria and China. The origin of the word sausage means something like to twist, mix, roll and turn. Minced meat, bacon, salt and various spices, sometimes also offal, blood and rind, are mixed together and the mass is filled into natural or artificial casings. Now the whole thing has to be smoked, heated, dried or matured and the sausage is ready. Who invented it remains in the dark, but traditions make it clear that the sausage was mentioned as early as the 8th century before Christus in Homer. In his Odyssey, the poet reports on sausage fights fought by the Greeks. The bravest got the best sausage as a reward.
You can say that the Romans also were true sausage lovers. They not only ate sausages as small appetizers, but whole roasted pigs stuffed with sausages. They were particularly fond of brain sausage too. The ingredients for this: brains, egg, spurge and special spices. A delicacy for the Romans. It makes our stomachs turn today, at least for me. By the Middle Ages, sausage was being made almost all over the known continents. It was first mentioned in Germany in the 11th or 12th century, including the first names Leberwurst and Bratwurst. The sausage was a dish in which one could put many leftovers, financially accessible to the poorest and therefore very popular.
With the establishment of large cities, a separate profession gradually developed that supplied the city dwellers with meat. Membership of the butcher's profession was regulated by inheritance. The butcher's job was to buy cattle in the countryside, bring them in, slaughter them and preserve the meat by salting and smoking it before selling it. Slaughtering and cutting up the animals was a dirty business and was therefore usually done by farmhands on the outskirts of the city. In ancient Rome, the slaughterhouse was therefore built directly on the river Tiber, where the cattle were checked for purity and health before being slaughtered.
In the 11th century, the sale of fresh meat directly from the farms kind of encouraged fraud and was very hard to control. The buyers had no possibilities of controlling the quality of a piece of meat or its weight in regard of its price. And the travelers, as well as strangers to the city, were often not knowing where to look for if the meat was actually sold outside of the city. They therefore decided to move the sale to certain public spaces like markets in city centers. The craftsmen formed guilds and brotherhoods to defend their interests. They were paying fees to the lords or city representative for having the right to sell. The sausage became so popular that they decided to continue with the institutionalization of meat processing. The Butcher's Ordinance of the city of Nuremberg, 1497, therefore stipulated exactly how heavy a sausage could be and at what price it could be sold. An official was even appointed, the Würstlein. He controlled the quality of the sausages, watched over who, where, when and how the animals are slaughtered.
The Catholic Church was not happy with the consumption of sausage, because it represented a practice contrary to certain precepts in the Bible. Here is one of its passages. When Noah steps out of the ark, God says to him, "Let every living thing that stirs be your food." Genesis chapter 9, verse 3. Only bloody flesh must not be eaten by man, says God. For in the blood was the life and the soul, according to the conception of that time. As a result of these interpretations, some branches of Christianity still renounce blood in their food today.
As we said, the quality of the meat was carefully controlled. At the same time, the variety of different sausages grew. There are two main reasons for this. The first reason is that the Holy Roman Empire was a collection of lordships, cities, and almost independent rulers. Eager to distinguish themselves and having the butchers under their thumb, the rulers encouraged and demanded the invention of local culinary specialties such as sausages, which could be prepared in hundreds of different ways. And the second reason has to do with the supply of foreign goods. In a fragmented land of what would become Germany, importing goods from town to town could be extremely expensive. There could have been customs duty to pay for the passage of goods through the lands, cities, and roads. And there were many lords that could be pretty creative to fill their coffers.
Wegezölle, Geleitzölle, Zoll, Handelszoll.
The import of goods had nothing to do with what we know today. There was a lot to pay. Each lordship often had its own currency. So one also had to know the different exchange rates.
Logically, producers took the commodities and goods they had on hand because they were affordable, and this has contributed to the very regionalized character of sausages in Germany. As new recipes are created, each lord wants to have the best and the longest. At New Year's Eve 1600, the Königsberger Jahrhundert-Bratwurst is over 600 meters long, and the city of Nuremberg does not accept this hegemony. They make 60 years later a sausage that is only 427 meters long. This puts them in second place, much to their dismay.
Some unusual moments in history have a connection with sausage, such as the Zurich sausage affair, which marked the beginning of the Protestant Reformation in Zurich. We can also talk about the historical fight between Frankfurt and Vienna for the paternity of the sausage. Frankfurt accusing Vienna of having copied its recipe, and Vienna, it wouldn't be funny otherwise, accuses Frankfurt.
If you have ever been to Germany, you will know Germans still eat a lot of sausage. They eat almost 30 kilograms per year, which is a world record. In mid-2015, a study by the World Health Organization caused a sensation. In a meta-study based on more than 800 individual studies, researchers found evidence that the consumption of processed meat significantly increases the risk of developing cancer. According to the experts, a daily portion of processed meat of 50 grams increases the risk of cancer by 18%. To which Germans responded, "No, it's not true." To which WHO responded, "Yes, it is." To which Germans responded, "No."
The overall consumption of meat in Germany has been declining since 2010. There have been a few health scandals in slaughterhouses and production facilities. No. You don't want to know how industrial sausages are made. I hope this little tour into the world of sausage in Germany has given you an insight into why and how this cliché came about Germans. Germans and sausage are like French and baguette or English and wine. Thank you for watching and see you next time.